Hazelwood. First up, the toss has been won by Nathan Burke, and he's going to be kicking to the right of screen. Down to the boundary line. Nice to welcome Richard Osborne once again. Aussie, good afternoon to you.
Hey, Sandy.
Aussie, I said, not Dipper.
Yeah, I've been with him all week, mate, and I miss him a little bit, but I feel his spirit's with me today down in North Hobart.
I'm sure it will be. Now, look, I've got to put something on you.
Yes, mate.
I've been looking at the record books. The 4th highest score in the history of the game was recorded here in round 6, 1991 by Hawthorn, 36-15 to Fitzroy, 11-8, 74, 231 to 74, and I know for a fact you played in that game because the record tells me you kicked 1 goal.
That's just not good enough, mate. Who was the captain on that day?
The captain? You're not going to believe this, or your memory's going, Aussie. That was the year you captained Fitzroy. You were the skipper.
Well, obviously we're undermanned, Standy. Obviously.
You're unbelievable. Are you looking forward to this one?
I am. You know, we've got the magnificent Derwent River in the background, Mount Wellington. I don't know if you can see on camera, but the condition of the ground, it's like a bowling green. There's not a lot of breeze. Both teams are fairly evenly matched. I do expect North to be slight favourites, though, Sandy.
Thank you, Aussie, for that, and you'll keep us up to date with everything as the match progresses. As I mentioned, St Kilda kicking to the right. They've got big Spider Everett in the middle there, and also in our middle we've got one of the greats in the game, Kevin Martin. Welcome, KB.
Thanks, Sandy. Looking forward to this game. I think it's just great that two great sides, last year's finalists in the grand final, the Ansett Cup, have come down here to Tasmania to perform today.
So just about set to go. Very good crowd. Capuano doing the ruck work for North. They'll be up against Everett. Pretty good bounce. Capuano perhaps up a fraction early. Brown gets a hurried kick for St Kilda down towards the half-forward line. Trying to dash through them was Brad Campbell, unable to take it cleanly. A cry of ball by a number of players, including McMartin. The umpire will have none of it. That's umpire Steve McBurney wearing the number 29 today. One of those officiating. Capuano wins it. Taken by Jason Trianides. Long in towards goal. Big kick by Trianides. Great start by St Kilda. Trianides gets the first of the match.
Well, it's really important to be able to win the ball out of the centre bounce area here, and St Kilda did it not as cleanly as they want. Trianides picked up here by David King, and that's going to be a very good match because King is wanting to be able to get off and do some attacking football on this short ground. Trianides, a little bit of room, was able to finish off 3 goals last week in the game leading up to this against Melbourne. He was very good. Great start for him. Former North Melbourne player, continues to want to do well against that side.
And Nathan Burke has got the job playing on Gary Durkay. We saw him play very well against Jeff Farmer, so obviously Tim Watson has prioritised Durkay with his 4 goals in the opening round of the Ansett Cup. There's a danger man. Blakey pumps the ball back towards half forward. McKernan got a shove out. Going to ground was Grant, picked up by Harvey, Brownlow medalist. Lined up on the half-back flank, might be just a ploy, and the ball is kicked into Peckett, very close to the boundary line, and Winston Abraham sees the ball over.
Kev, just having a look at the North Melbourne forward set up. McKernan starting at centre half forward. Wakeland, his opponent. Wayne Carey right down in the goal square, and big Tim Elliott has that task for St Kilda.
You mentioned before that it's just over 110 metres wide. That's the minimum allowed in AFL football, as the ball is pumped inside 50. Wakeland hits the ball hard. He's got Carey to beat the tackler. Welsh tries to do the shepherding. Harvey had it, lost it, fed the ball out. Under pressure, taken away by Brown. It came from Walton. Goes back towards the half-forward line. Coughlin sits underneath the ball. Great punch away by Pickett, and they'll toss it back in.
Been in good early form, Byron Pickett. So a throw in on St Kilda's attacking zone. Right half-forward. Perfect conditions. Capuano and Lowe. The latter wins it down towards Brett Knowles, unable to take it away cleanly. Trianides tackle on King almost high. Doesn't deter David King. Kicks it back towards left half forward where Wakeland leads McKernan close to the boundary line and again over.
And that's what we're going to find a lot of today, Sandy. The players just running out of room on these straight wings on this ground here. They'll lose it there. So a lot of boundary throw-ins. And you want to watch for the half-forward ruckman trying to flip it over the back, opening the play up.
Shane Wakeman out of this lineup as Brent Harvey is well smothered by Spider Everett. Well done by the big man. Blakey backs up towards Pickett. Pickett gets caught, not before he gives it away towards Durkay. Durkay a worm burner in towards centre half forward. Wakeman was there, needs assistance, gets it in the form of Elliott. Another fine smother, keeps it locked up in the area. Stevens has to beat about 3 of them. One of them was Burke, copped it high and is going to get a free kick. No Craig Troll today either, he's out with an ankle, and Burke has it from the back pocket.
The skipper goes short and finds Elliott. Looks to be a much improved player, kicks the ball back towards the half-forward line. Pushing and shoving down there was Coughlin with McCarthy. Boundary throw in. 55 metres around from St Kilda's goal. Jason Trianides, the only goal kicker in the match so far. Martin in front. Campbell couldn't quite take control. Still tied up on the half-forward flank. Here's Trianides, feeds the ball out wide, finds Brown. Breaking left footer. This could bounce, depending if Scott can get try on the goal. They kicked off the ground by Archer. And through from behind.
Well, that had all the moves on it, that ball, didn't it? And as it looked to be going through from behind, but then back into the square and both players overrun it. We just saw there Glenn Archer. He's got the job at full back. And he's got Heatley there. But again, David King, he'll do the kicking in here. They should really be looking to go straight down the centre of the ground, because in the kickoffs, if they come wide, more often than not here, they'll run out of room. And really, we're just looking for one contest down the centre of the ground.
King brings it back to Capuano, takes a fine mark over the top. Plays on quickly. Carey again the focus. Elliott does well to spoil down towards Justin Pickett. The hand pass over. Pickett goes again over the top. Could have given away the free kick to Abraham. Wild. Winston went flying. Durkay, a clever little chip. That was towards Harvey. Back to Durkay once more. He was held and he didn't have it. He'll take the free kick inside 50. As KB said, he kicked a goal in each quarter last week and was most impressive against Geelong.
Just here, Matthew Young really has to know what's going on with the ball in front of him like that there. And Gary Durkay just able to paddle the ball along. You've really got to have a sense of what's going on around you. And Durkay knew that Young was there and really went to just buy the free kick. He got one at this time.
Kicking from just inside 50. And we've been assured these are 50-metre lines. He's kicked the first for North Melbourne.
If we're going to run with the one in every quarter for Gary Durkay, he's got his one and we shan't see him again for the second quarter. What's going to get a lot of the goals here in this game is roving in around the foot of the contests, whether they be at centre half forward or at full forward. The smaller players are going to be quite critical in this. Durkay, we saw Harvey just there. They're the ones to do it down at this end of the ground, whereas up the half forward line for St Kilda, Trianides is the key player.
There's Gary Durkay. It appears that Dennis Pagan has selected well again. Last year it was Winston Abraham, kicked 3 goals in the night grand final to set his mark for the season. And now Gary Durkay has been a goal kicker in the Ansett Cup. Knowles comes away from the centre square for the Saints, pumps the ball out wide. Good thump away that time by Scott. Been taken away by Stevens. The All-Australian goes very, very short and finds Harvey. He'll run to 50. Goes to the square. Welsh with good body work. Scott. Well, he was an impressive player last year, Welsh Terry. Yeah, came into the side and held his own there.
He's spent a couple of years finding the niche, but I think the patience from North Melbourne will be well rewarded with this young man, I think.
Should kick a goal from point blank range. He's nailed it.
Well, this is another good start here for Scott Welch on an individual level. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter last week against Geelong. And here we see Harvey. This is what he needs to do. They need to attack the goal square with some long kicks in there. The beauty of Scott Welsh is that he's very competent overhead. You can see how he judges the ball extremely well here to take the mark over Damien Ryan, but he's also competent at ground level. A couple of his snaps last week that got him goals were very, very clever. So he can be a good foil there to work in around McKernan and Carey.
And I'm tipping there could be some youngsters outside the ground here that throughout the day will be heading home with almost a brand new football, because they can go out of bounds very, very easily. Everett tried to get it down towards Brown. Stevens at the bottom of the pack. Brown's going to get a free kick. Tony Brown for the Saints, right in the middle. Towards half-forward, and a big pack of players waiting down as Thompson tries to keep it into Trianides. He almost took it over. No, it's okay, said the umpire. Peter Bell gets back there with Mickey Martin and sees it safely over the line.
Well, there it is, just being able to keep it alive right against the line is important. And there's another great example of defensive work. Mick Martin, the tighter pockets, no room to move. Mick Martin, he will never take a risk, that man. Punts it through for a behind, and now North Melbourne have the chance to attack from this kick-off from David King.
To himself, and then pretty well down the middle goes David King. And I don't think he'd be very happy with that, because it's gleefully accepted by Tony Brown again.
Who's picking up some early touches. He's looking for big Stewie Lowe. He's got him. Playing in front of Mick Martin. Kangaroos lead by 4 points.
Well, this is a good pass, just off a couple of steps, but Lowe being able to attack the ball. That's what he needs to do with Michael Martin. Mick will be strong enough to be able to push and shove with Stewie Lowe. Stewie needs to be able to lead out and attack the ball.
A heavy knock against Melbourne. This is going to land right on the line and thump through for a behind. Tim Watson and Stewie Lowe. He was co-captain up until this year, but relinquished the captaincy just to concentrate on his footy. And there's a happy North Melbourne supporter. And I don't know whether you noticed, Sandy, but when North Melbourne ran out onto the ground and Wayne Carey led them on, the crowd around the entrance there to the North Melbourne race, the U's and the R's that went up just to see the great man run out onto the ground. They're absolutely thrilled here at North Hobart as King pumps the ball back. Durkay's in front. Carey goes from behind with a big fist, taken away that time by the youngster in Walton. Comes up inside 50. It's a loose ball. Chance for St Kilda. There's a free kick given away. It'll go to John Blakey.
He's on half-back, so a chance for North to get out of strife. He's been in very good form. Carey just cruising into the season. Winston gave away the free kick. Bit of holding on, and he knows.
Sandy, we could just see there the structure, the alternative structure here for North Melbourne, the forward line. Wayne Carey will either be deep into the goal square or right up in the centre of the ground. We won't find him at centre half forward. Some local knowledge says the centre half forward here will be a little bit dried up. McKernan will also move around. They're going to go for the centre or deep into the square.
Knowles has followed this ball right down. It was he who got the initial kick down towards Trianides. Campbell is there as well. Trianides in over the top. And umpire Steve McBurney comes in to take charge. Well, they love their football down here in Tasmania. They're out in force today. Somewhat starved of it over the years, just getting 1 or 2 games and looking, I'm sure, to get at least 5 or 6 a season. Who knows, that may happen in the years to come. Stuart Lowe. Everett now. There as well. No mark taken. A snap. Looks pretty good. It's another one to St Kilda.
Well, it's Trianides again in underneath the contest there, being able to finish it off. And this is where he needs to keep working. Here it's up, it comes here, and actually there he goes right at the foot of the contest. And if you're a fair dinkum rover in this situation, you've got to risk getting hurt by getting in close enough sometimes right underneath the contest. So he's opened up very well. David King might have to start to review his defensive type of his game.
So a great start by Trianides, who started his career with North Melbourne, played in a reserves premiership. He'll be relishing playing on the All-Australian in David King. Stevens with those quick hands to Harvey. Through the centre square, drops it in short, finds the King. Carey front edge of the centre square, pops it out wide. He was looking for Simpson. It wasn't a good kick. Taken away by Ryan. Rockets the ball to Young, who was outstanding against Melbourne. Finds Harvey. Loves to carry the ball up towards the edge of the centre square. And the old firm back in business. Lowe gives it across to Thompson. Inside 50 now. Pushed out that time was Heatley. Thought he should have got a free. Stevens backs up well. Great tackling. Taken away by Thompson. Point blank range is off target. A bad miss. And through for a behind.
I'll tell you what, the accolades have to go to Brad Campbell there. That tackle
great, wasn't it?
Very good. In hard at the body. There'll be a fair bit of that here today, and it caused a bit of a turnover there. Thompson able to swoop in on it. Through some heavy traffic, not able to finish it off.
Well, the Saints came out very, very hard against Melbourne, and it's a similar pattern again today. Grant's kick goes down to half forward, but only as far as Young. Matthew Young back towards Stuart Lowe. Geez, very dangerous so early on, but on this occasion unable to hold it. Back towards Martin, and again he defends. The Kangaroos at the moment down by 4 points. Crashed his car on the way to training during the week. Thankfully he was okay. Simpson flicked it away, but it went straight to Wakeland. Lowe can direct a bit of traffic here. Harvey taken high, is able to get it clear once again. Thompson has a long look up forward. No one at home. Away comes Anthony Stevens. Couple of bounces. Towards Durkay. Yes, the juggler takes it, Gary Durkay. The former Docker, he's kicked one already for North, for the Kangaroos. Lightning hand pass by Carey. They run out of room.
Yeah, not a good handball at all option there, Sandy, was it? That Scotty Welsh was always going to take the ball out of bounds. What Carey needed to do was to take on the bodies of the St Kilda players and physically turn it back inside and get the ball fed back inboard.
Saints by 4 points. Thompson back towards the half-forward line. Martin, too strong. Shrug of the shoulders, comes away. Mighty Mick takes him on at North Hobart. Just runs into trouble. Brute force gets the ball away to Scott. He just belts the ball back towards centre half forward. Big punch away that time by Peckett. Stevens has been very good in this first quarter. Manhandled. And has got the free kick. On centre wing. Edge of the centre square. Centre half forward. A probing kick. McKernan's in front. Thumped away by Wakeland. Harvey. A dangerous small man. Grant, likewise. Back to Carey. He'll go backwards. Concedes ground and finds Peckett. Still on centre wing. Screaming for the ball is McCartney. Been bypassed, and Pickett pumps the ball long. There's the long arm. Matthew Capuano.
This is really going to stretch St Kilda as we see Corey McKernan, Wayne Carey, and now Matthew Capuano continually floating down into the forward line. Capuano is doing all the ruck work. Peter Everett's his opponent. Everett was caught maybe some 5 or 6 metres off Capuano. Needed to be in closer and harder to make a contest there.
This to put the Kangaroos in front by 2 points. Directly in front, Matthew Capuano. He's got...
So the big man's strength becomes quite pronounced in the Kangaroos side early. St Kilda, on the other hand, got good big man strength with Stewie Lowe, and he's offering a very good focal point at centre half forward, but just yet there hasn't been anything beyond that for St Kilda, whereas beyond centre half forward for for the Kangaroos has always been a tall option, and this time Capuano.
Durkay, Capuano and Welsh, the scorers for the Kangaroos. Not a good bounce. North should, through Stevens, get it out of the middle. They do. He gives it to Blakey, who pops it up towards Carey. McKernan screaming for it. But nipping in the hole and taking the mark was Robert Harvey. Harvey stabs to Thompson. Drops what he should have taken. Sneaks out the back door and somehow gets out of trouble. Tony Brown on the end of the kick by Knowles.
Oh, that's stiff.
Out of bounds on the ball. That is stiff.
That is very stiff. I mean, Knowles' kick was very, very good, and here you just run out of room by centimetres.
Thompson will have another crack at it. Keeps it in play this time. It's high. Harvey's got to stand and wait, and he does well. And Trianides bearing down on top of him. But the smaller man, too good. Good young player is Brent Harvey. Again into half forward, again towards McKernan. One fist, Carey up with him as well. Carey quick to recover. He throws it out towards Simpson. Gets a hurried kick, but it's high and it's away to the left. It's out of bounds on the full.
Certainly got some marking power on the forward line with Corey McKernan, Wayne Carey and Matthew Capuano. So it will test St Kilda. Mick pushed Stewie Lowe under the ball and has given away the free kick. So Martin just indicating it was a hip out. Stewie Lowe. He's on the half-back flank. He's playing at centre-half forward. Pumps the ball back towards half-forward line. Cotton was the high flyer. King would be happy to take the ball over the line. And again, they'll toss it back in.
The form that Stewie Lowe's showing early, I wouldn't necessarily want him taking too many marks across the half-back line. I'd rather him staying at home at centre-half forward within 40 metres because he's been a very good target. Stay where we have a chance to get a goal from.
Kangaroos by 2 points. Campbell did well under pressure. Back to Walton. Stands and delivers to the half-forward line. Zilla's got 2 to beat. Stevens has been outstanding in this first quarter. Half smothered off the boot by Blake. He still gets good distance. Simpson was a high flyer. Durkay was the crummer. Comes back to Harvey. Caught. Great tackle by Simpson. Gone.
Well, Adam Simpson has the job on Robert Harvey today, and that's the way to do it. Be right there every time he gets it. And when you go in hard and aggressive on the body.
The left footer towards Carey. Somehow he sneaks away from 2 and he's kicked a miraculous goal. That is the champion at work. First goal to Wayne Carey, but what a gem.
Well, you don't need much, do you? Here we have Adam Simpson, tosses it in here. The contest is a perfectly placed ball right in the front of the goal there, and Carey steps himself out. The St Kilda player going down with an injury just behind him, but Carey always has balance on the bend, and he loves that little right-footed hook around. Executes it pretty well, I reckon.
A classic Carey goal, and North edge clear. Thompson couldn't take it out of the middle. Blakey can with a tumbling punt that heads towards the line on centre wing.
I just wonder, Sandy, when there was talk about potentially this game might be considered being played 16-man aside because of the smallness, whether Tim Watson could have requested that Wayne Carey and Corey McKernan be the 2 to drop out of the north side.
Ah, dear. McKernan, speaking of the man, is said to be tackling too high on that occasion. Free kick will go the way of Brad Campbell. Campbell wants Everett. Sneaking in as King. Giving away height. Good anticipation. Easily around Spider to half-forward, but that's not a good kick because Tim Elliott was there, and Wayne Carey gives that look of steel as if to say that wasn't what we had in mind, boys. Elliott will get them out of strike. The hand pass towards Ryan. In trouble, back to Elliott.
Super quick is Damien Ryan. The kick was a poor one. Pickett, cross half back. The Norwich Rising Star from last year. Looks to be in good touch. Harvey, a goal kicker, directly in front. This is going to bounce through. First goal to Harvey, a dangerous forward. And North Melbourne, 5 straight goals, 30. Now lead by 14 points.
As we see Corey McKernan coming off, and they've acknowledged the dangers of Harvey in the forward line with Nathan Burke taking him. Burke had Farmer last week against Melbourne, but the fickleness of the bounce. Burke does the right thing, attacks the ball, it bounces over his head, and Harvey finishes off, well, just by kicking it so that it bounced in the square and continues to roll on through for his first.
The Kangaroos have 5 individual goal kickers, and Tony Brown looks to have a problem. We'll keep an eye on him. As the Roos stretch their lead once more. Everett tries to win it out of the centre. The big man goes again, but look at Stevens. An absolute terrier. And umpire Mark McKenzie comes in to take charge.
Just Sandy, in terms of those 5 different goal scorers, I mean, that's been the trait of North Melbourne. Kangaroos. Last week against Geelong, we saw they had 12 goal scorers in that match. They spread the workload out in that forward line.
They certainly did. As Lowe comes charging forward, interrupted by Everett. Couldn't pick it up with the one hand. Mighty hand pass by King to Blakey. Sensational play. Back towards Carey. Had to beat a couple. Simpson, Proppy hand pass. Durkay attempts to flick it on. Good play. Capuano hand pass goes back to Durkay. Holds it just long enough and out to Carey. Left puts it in towards full forward. Young drops what he should have taken. The door has opened for Shannon Grant. Well, 2 gives it away. A snap at goal. Martin Pike has kicked another one. He's number 6. Pikey's got his first. And North careering clear by 20 points. 20 points is getting a dangerous distance here now in terms of the game. Carey here, he just doesn't kick this ball well at all, and it floats around, and that's what made it difficult for Matthew Young to take. He couldn't handle it. Grant here just keeps the ball alive. It's important when you turn and you're confronted in a defensive manner that you necessarily don't try and get your body free. You've got to get the ball free. Pike got on the end of that one, finished off pretty well.
Let's go down to Richard Osborne. Tony Brown's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, thanks, KB. He was stood on by his own teammate. They're icing his right shin as we speak, so hopefully it's not too bad and he'll be on shortly.
Under 2 minutes left in this opening term. Bell. Well, Bell inside North Melbourne. There's a terrific mark taken by Wakeland. True centre-half back position. 36 plays 16. The Kangaroos by 20 points.
This is where he's really in trouble, KB. When they stop like this, Stewie Lowe has led about 3 or 4 times. Well, this is the 5th one. Well done, Stewie.
He finds him. So he continued to lead, Terry.
And that's what you have to do. I mean, it's going to be hard at centre forward on this ground. You've got to continually present yourself, and Stewie has done that to date in this first quarter.
Marked on the half-back flank. McCartney, the big fist away. Stevens has had a great first term. Thompson feeds the ball back. Trianides has already kicked 2. Tumbles the ball forward inside 50. Desperate play. Over the top was Tony Francis. Started on the interchange bench. Brown's off. Francis is on. Former Collingwood Rover, premiership player in 1990. Aussies on the boundary.
Thanks, KB. I've been speaking to a few of the locals on the boundary here. They assure me the best way to play this ground at both ends is to defend the further side of the ground, the chicken feed wing, I'd say.
The Derwent Riverside.
Yes, and when you're attacking, attack the camera side of the ground.
We can just see Robert Harvey coming off. He's playing his first full game for the season, so I think Tim Watson, the coach, will be just looking to ease him into this whole campaign.
Zilla trying to keep the ball alive. Winston Abraham appeals for the free. The ball up.
Stephen Baker coming on for a run. While
and
Robert has a spell.
Yeah, and he's blowing a little bit there, Robbie. That's okay. Young Stephen Baker, it'd be very interesting to watch him. That last year he started playing football with South Colac down in the seniors, but impressed enough to join the Geelong Falcons and actually played in the grand final side for them. So one to watch.
Pickett did the good early work to slip it back, but here's a check side. Don't tell me he's kicked that. That is a miraculous Stephen Zilla goal. That is a beauty. Right on the siren from Stephen Zilla, and exactly what St Kilda wanted. Bended back with a check side, and he's closed the gap. It was becoming dangerous. The Roos had kicked 6 straight, but now Trianides with 2 and Zilla with 1. They've managed to close the margin to 14 points at half-time. The Kangaroos 6 straight. Their goal kickers Durkay, Pike, Capuano, Carey, Harvey, Welsh. It has been a good all-round performance. They lead at quarter time as we take a break from North Hobart Oval. Yes, over Mount Wellington and here to the North Hobart ground at quarter time. The Kangaroos hopping clear, 6 straight goals, 36. St Kilda, who kicked the first, a 3-4-22. A reminder too about the new named AFL record. And you want to get your Ansett Cup edition of the AFL record because it's got absolutely everything you need. Features on the 4 new coaches in the AFL, a form guide on all the teams, a list of the 98 club best and fairest, and most importantly, a 1999 fixture. Complete team lists, and it is all there for you to have an absolute bumper season, as we hope you will by watching it all here on 7. Alistair Clarkson has hopped camps so he knows a lot about the Kangaroos, and here he is now with Aussie, probably talking about the Saints.
Thanks, Sandy. A bit of a breeze probably going the way the Kangaroos were kicking in the first quarter, so you shouldn't be too unhappy about the start.
I know they're a quality side, Aussie, aren't they? And, you know, to start the game in the fashion that they're a pretty good side, so we've just got to try and get back into the game this quarter.
It's great to see Stewie Lowe back on the field after a pretty heavy knock the other night.
Oh, yeah, he's a tough competitor, Stewie, and you know, he gave us a really good contest down there that quarter, and hopefully he can kick a couple of goals for us this quarter.
Thanks, Alistair. Good luck in the second quarter.
Alistair Clarkson now with St Kilda. We're talking about Wayne Carey. Slow start in that term at Baiji, then he put the old foot on the accelerator. 3 marks, 6 kicks and a couple of hand passes, and showed just what a class act he is. So here we go, the second quarter. Capuana gets a mighty fly at it down to Anthony Stevens, who was probably best on the ground in the first term. Pike gets absolutely crunched, then picks himself up. He's like a bulldozer, Martin Pike. But he's not going anywhere at the moment. Kicked a goal in the first term. Spider goes it alone, chips it down to Harvey, who's back on after a bit of a spell late in the first term. Robert Scott is also on, back towards the centre of the ground. Peter Bell, beautifully done to Harvey, threads his way through some heavy traffic, shoots in towards goal of Nathan Burke, marked on the very last line of defence. In opposition to Durkay. Well, he fixed up Jeffrey Farmer the other night in no uncertain fashion, did Nathan Burke in the back pocket. This time he's eyeing Tim Elliott, trying to do the work from behind. He recovers well, sneaks away from Stevens.
Man, isn't it?
Big hands. He holds that ball with one. A bounce. After trying to take them all on and not quite succeeding, Tony Francis. Out to impress the coach of his new club.
So St Kilda trailing by 20 points, 14 points I should say. The start of the second term. Stewie Lowe kicks the ball long. We heard Alistair Clarkson talking about him at quarter time, hoping that he can kick a couple of goals in the second term as McCartney just tumbles the ball out towards the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Jason McCartney on screen.
He's an important man in the lineup for North Melbourne Kangaroos, and sorry, as they come into this season. To be able to hold down centre half back's important. He's been good to date, needs to remain being big and strong in that position.
So a chance for the Saints. Young Cranage has come on also at quarter time, number 45 for St Kilda, being picked up by Byron Pickett as Martin Pike comes away through the centre square, and Tim Elliott cuts it off. Impressive young player. Just might make his mark in 1999. And there's Tony Francis.
Now this is where St Kilda is slowing down too much. The ball needs to move on just that little bit quicker. He's been able to find Big Spider Everett. He's going to still kick from some 60 metres out. So there's not too much of a gain on this one. Again, I'd rather see him attack the goal square and Everett be down that end rather than here.
Well, Big Spider is usually a very good kick. He'll be kicking from right on 50. He needs the breeze to just slightly bring it back. It goes all the way to the line. Kicked off the ground and forced through for a behind. Richard Osborne's on the boundary line.
Thanks, KB. It's pretty obvious that Dennis Pagan has said to his players, crowd the St Kilda forward lines, because when they went into that forward 50 then, there was just no room for them to attack.
Thank you, Oz. Harvey from half-back. Clears for the Roos. Burke taps it down cleverly. He was looking towards Francis, but Young took it and gave it away to Thompson. He gets clear of Durkay, looks towards Stuart Lowe. Edged out of it, it'll be free kick.
Ooh, that's a tough one. You know, I don't think Mickey Martin knew exactly where Lowe was at all, and he was just judging the fly of the ball coming back. Here it is here. Now there's Lowe, eyes on the ball. Well, maybe the eyes turned a little bit, I'm not sure. If Mick Martin turned and looked at Stuart Lowe, that's a fairly deliberate contact made with Lowe, impeding his progress of the ball, so that's a free kick. If he didn't turn and look, I think he's been stiff. Look at Mick, he thinks he's been stiff.
Yeah, but he does a lot as Stewie Lowe lines up for his first. Wouldn't want old Mick as your bank manager. He might have just got it home. He has for his first of the day. And And St Kilda's first in this second quarter.
Well, Mickey Martin Senior, you mentioned had the car accident on the way to training last week. I would not like to have been the other gentleman driving the car and having to get out and confront Mick if you ran into his car. Because as you said, he's a really mean, tough competitor. There's the incident there. Stewie Lowe probably makes a bit more out of it than what actually was. But if you've got a chance to buy a goal within 15 metres of goals, a lot of forwards will try and do it.
Anderson on the boundary line doing a bit of stretching. Ready to come into the action. Kangaroos by 7 points, 36 plays, 29. Spider Everett. Eyes off Capuano at the centre bounce. So some fear in the eyes there of Capuano. Fear as a competitor, Sandy.
That's okay.
Punched away by Harvey, kicked off the ground by Burke. Great defensive play. Been taken by Blakey. Still inside the centre square. Pumps the ball out wide. Carries the target. He's got it.
Great kick.
It was a wonderful kick by John Blakey. And you mentioned before, Wayne Carey may have started slowly, but really did take over in that first term.
And just look at the lean on his body there, where his hips were already ready to be able to hold the St Kilda opponent out if needed, and then reaching across to his left to be able to take the mark. Eyes at the ball, but still the body working the contest. An exceptional player in that situation.
Carey going for his second goal. He's trying to bend it back. He's got it. Well, 2 goals to Wayne Carey and 1 to Stewie Lowe this quarter. So the big, tall marking forwards having influence on this game, Terry.
Yeah, they are. And this is very good. There's not too much opposition there to beat there in terms of the St Kilda defence getting back. So Wayne Carey handled it pretty well, I think. North Melbourne are actually moving the ball into the forward line a lot more efficiently and a lot quicker than the St Kilda side are. St Kilda need to generate some more run from around the half-back flank here.
Carey joins Trianides as the multiple scorers so far in this game. Young waits for it, then elects to leave it for his teammate, who gives it to Justin Peckett. Peckett pokes it out wide, finds Zilla. The bombs it long towards Tony Francis. He can run on, the former Pie. Almost on 50, onto the left boot, in towards full forward. What a mark by Peckett. Can play. To the outer side, John Blakey. Another one who most certainly can. Low towards centre wing, but the mark is taken there by Glenn Cochran. Gives away a little ground in finding Young. Thought about Burke, but only for a moment. Thought about Peckett, but only for a moment.
That's the hold-up that's really killing St Kilda at the moment. There's just not that run that we need. They need to be able to really attack the goal square. They come to Burke now. He needs to take this and that. He's got to get on his bike. He's got to go. Come on, Nathan. You got the helmet on, mate. Right.
On centre wing. Burke kicks long, low, and Heatley was in front of Stewie Lowe on this occasion. And Jason Heatley, 3 goals against Melbourne, will shoot for his first today.
Well, into the front position here. It's a good mark. That's heavy traffic in there. But when Mickey Martin couldn't go in the contest, Heatley was the tallest in there, and that certainly gave him the advantage over the shorter North Melbourne defenders.
It's going to bring St Kilda right back into this game if he kicks it. From 44 metres, bringing it back beautifully, and St Kilda answer the early challenge from the Roos. Heatley gets his first, and the Saints have the first 2 of this second term.
Well, we're back into a ball game here. North Melbourne kicked away to 20 points up late in the first quarter, but since then St Kilda have kicked 3 of the last 4 goals in the game. And Heatley's a player who needs to get on the end of him. He's very accurate kick. Last year he finished up with 48 goals, 16. So that's not a bad return. He's a very accurate kick if he can get more shots at goal here this afternoon.
St Kilda bench there with young Stephen Baker and Carr just waiting to get into the action. Capuano, the big leaper. Not taken that time by Lenny Hayes. Tapped out by Martin Pike. Trianides kicked 2 goals in the first term. Very dangerous for the Saints. Blakey under pressure. St Kilda now have gone up a cog in this second term. Coughlin from the edge of the centre square, and the whistle is gone. And the kick will come back and will go to Cranage. So the youngster played 1 game last year. His father played 48 games with Collingwood. Trianides has been very dangerous. This raking left footer looking for Stewie Lowe, and the big bucket hands has got it.
The crowd here seeing a great display of marking from Wayne Carey at one end and Stewie Lowe at this other end. They've both been very good, and there's been exceptional use of the ball. That kick there, I mean, in a golfing parlance, that's a sort of a 3-iron where you punch it in nice and low and it covers a bit of distance, and that allows Stuart Lowe to be able to attack the ball. That's a better one than lofting in with a wedge where they have to camp underneath it, Sandy.
He obviously hit a very good 3-iron.
Stewie Lowe from 45 metres out, directly in front, has pushed it wide.
North Melbourne, incidentally, wearing black armbands today, remembering Brent Harvey's grandfather, who passed away. Well, early on, the Kangaroos looked as though they might sneak well clear, but to St Kilda's credit, they've hit back hard in this second quarter. King brings it back into play. McKernan's there, Everett's there. Waiting down, however, is Stephen Ziller. Gets claim, but gets his kick, and it's okay. It's going to give Heatley another crack at goal.
As Mickey Martin has a look on, a towel down and the mouth guard out, a nice hole presents itself here for Jason Heatley to lead on into, and really that's not from a defensive perspective for the Kangaroos what they want. They need to have someone inside that hole, because if Heatley gets that lead and takes these marks just in this distance here, he's 35-40 metres out, virtually directly in front. He's too accurate a kick. He should kick this one.
One already, that's what lies ahead of him. From 45, he just leans back and threads it. And this scoreboard here at North Hobart is not a good one, let's be honest, but we can tell you quite definitely the scores are now level.
And it's been a very good second quarter here for St Kilda. The Kangaroos opened the game with 6 straight goals in the first quarter, and since then St Kilda have really had to work back into it. Heatley now just starting to find a bit of a niche. He's kicked the last 2 goals, and if they continue to give him chances, he might really turn it on here.
3 goals to the Saints, 1 to North Melbourne this second quarter. .42 apiece. Everett and Capuano. Bell tries to kick it off the ground, still inside the centre square. Bundled over was John Blakey to the edge of the square. It's a thump back. Paddling the ball along is Coughlin. Going to ground was King. They pile on top and they'll ball it up.
It's in games like this where young players like Sam Cranage, number 45, just getting up there, starts to find out just how physically developed he has to be to play the game, because then when you see Anthony Stevens stand up, Anthony Stevens is a much stronger physique, physically prepared for the game. The young players, for Cranage, for Tim Elliott, this is a great occasion to play against these strong North Melbourne players.
Trianides tries to get it back to Walton, and again, very physical on the boundary line. They'll toss it back in. 2 goals to Jason Heatley, 2 to Jason Trianides for St Kilda, and the leading goal kicker for the Kangaroos, Wayne Carey, has also kicked 2. Just over 9 minutes of action left in this second quarter.
Just the ruckman here, Kevin, they need to try and come over the back. There's just not enough room for the smaller players to work away if they drop it down the front. Try and open the game up over the back.
Stevens dragged to the ground by Campbell. Blakey again dives on top of the ball, and once more a ball up. Still on the centre wing as Tim Watson looks on with Alistair Clarkson. Be very happy with his second quarter so far, because the Saints trail by 14 points at quarter time. Scores are level, 42 apiece.
So with that free kick was coming to, the game had been blocked up too much. Players couldn't get away. The umpire was always going to pull one.
Everett, a raking kick out towards Stewie Lowe, who's looked very dangerous in this second quarter. And again, it's forced over the line for a boundary throw-in.
12 scoring shots to 7 in St Kilda's favour, but scores level. It's Dennis Pagan and his men survey the scene. Longmire. Be great to see him have a good year for North Melbourne. Capuano unable to read it. Archer has been fairly quiet. Capuano goes again. Archer in over the top. And skirting was young Sam Cranich. Another ball up for Aussie.
Thanks, Sandy. Just interesting to note, North Melbourne have used the interchange bench 8 times already and St Kilda 6, so it is quite warm down at ground level.
Thanks, Oz. North lead in the race. Robert Scott Shepherds for Glenn Archer, who runs out of room. I can't believe, Oz, that you don't remember that belting you got here from Hawthorn.
I think I probably don't want to remember it, Sandy. Got a convenient memory.
Dear, 1991 it was. Capuano can't get clear. Look at the strength of Archer. That is superb. Off to Harvey and now Anthony Stevens. The Kangaroos are away. Stevens goes up towards the right half forward, but reading it nicely at the back is Justin Peckett. I think there might be 2 pretty good sides this year, these 2.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I mean, Tim Watson is committed to a more attacking style of play for the St Kilda side. Just at the moment, I'd like to have seen a little bit more run from behind the line of the ball from them, but in terms of some quality players there, they've got all their best players on the track, Burke, Lowe, Harvey, and as they develop and get more games under the belt, they certainly will be a force.
Capuano wanted Carey. There's some holding on going on, however, in front of him. And the free kick goes to Evan Hewitt.
Hewitt pumps the ball back towards centre half forward. Carey stands his ground. Elliott did well. Just inched his way in front. Blakey tough in the clinches. Great play by Harvey. Goes to ground. Blakey tries to keep the ball alive. Does well. Durkay, very dangerous. They collide. Bell and Harvey. A lack of talk. Young comes away for St Kilda and just belts the ball back towards the edge of the centre square. Backup players go up, hitting the deck hard. Wazilla coming through is Harvey. Just keeps on running. Tumbles the ball forward. It's a poor kick. King puts the ball under the arm. Feeds it back to Clayton, the youngster. Just rockets the ball back, looking for McKernan. Tried to handle it with one hand. Wakeland was held and will take the free kick.
And Harvey has come out of that clash there between himself and his teammate Peter Bell with a bit of a limp. He's starting to look a little bit more mobile, but I think he could actually come up for a bit of a spell.
Wakeland looking for Stewie Lowe. Longmire started on the bench. King under pressure defence, had 2 goals booted on him in the first term by Trianides. A loose ball inside the centre square, kicked off the ground by Harvey, taken by Simpson. Carey takes the front position with strength. Great play by Elliott, did well. Burke caught high, not paid. All tied up just outside the goal square. A ball up, 42 points apiece, and Wayne Carey, the king, just muttering a few words to himself as he climbs up off the ground. I thought originally maybe a bit high, but in the end, a great tackle by Carey.
It was a beauty. Everett and McKernan, Young, hand it like a hot potato. Simpson, a snap for the Kangaroos. Adam Simpson gets his first, and in fact only the second for the Roos in this quarter. 8 straight now, and again they edge clear by 1 straight kick.
Well, it's not a bad looking scoreboard, 8 straight. Here we see it here. Simpson just able to snare. Matthew Young couldn't clear the area, and the mistake he made there was trying to clear it in top of the goal square with a handball. Really, in that situation, just get your foot to it and kick it as far as you can to the chicken feed stand.
Security person at the Argyle Street main gate.
Good snap by Adam Simpson, his first. And he becomes the 7th goal kicker for the Kangaroos. Capuano and Everett. It's going to go the way of Capuano against Everett. Kicks towards McKernan territory. At the back is Nathan Burke, just bends it round to accommodate Trianides. Wants to pop it over the top towards Brett Knowles. Back he goes to Burke. Nathan Burke partly smothered. On all fours was Ryan. Now an opportunity for Everett, but it was a poor hand pass. Put him right under the gun, and he's going to get away with it. But it was not a good hand.
Campbell had the flow going, and then he's fed inboard into the traffic. And to all respect to one of the bigger blokes who haven't got the agility to be able to get out, Campbell really was the kicker in that play, not Everett.
Pops the ball out in front of Stewie Lowe, who does well. Quick hands to Peckett, runs into the open goal. And is off target.
You're just about to mark down a great goal by the back pocket. Our club always tries to get new members, but he let us down with just the one behind. Come on, Justin, you get that close, mate. Make sure you score it.
Blakey and Trianides off the ground after 2 goals in that first quarter. Has been replaced by Baker. Youngster from Colac as Blakey again. Kicks the ball long. Carey. He's got 2 to beat. Harvey came over the top. Loose ball. Bell can feed the ball up here to Stevens. Just had a touch of the fumbles. Plenty of support. Loose ball picked up by Young to Peckett. Weighs up his options, decides to transfer the ball out towards the do-it. Riverside finds big Spider Everett on the half-back flank. Again wants to draw an opponent over the top, puts him under a lot of pressure. Harvey made good ground, taken by Carr. Rockets the ball out towards Campbell, goes down towards the half-forward line, and big Stewie Lowe parked in front of the pack. Also was Cranage, couldn't quite take it. Here's Tony Francis with experience, gets the ball back. So St Kilda come forward, and it's been marked by Carr inside the centre square.
Well, to get there, that was their best bit of play. That when they switched to play out wide to Peter Everett, they moved it on quickly. They've ended up here now at centre half forward, and unfortunately have lost that momentum. Matthew Carr holding the play up. Carr, one season with Collingwood back in '96. It's one for the High Flyers. Looked like there was a shove out. The race is on. Bell versus Thompson does well. Zilla tough in the clinches. Bullock's his way out of trouble. Stevens nearly took a courageous mark. Great play by Pickett. Back to Archer, the old firm in defence. Rockets the ball back. Couldn't be taken that time by Durkay. Pickett defends stoutly. Kicks a long ball. Again, the big fist of Capuano. They need a crumb of the Saints. Francis, a touch of the fumbles. Carr does well inside the centre square. Well tackled by Stevens. It's a hot ball taken by Pickett. Under pressure. Gets the ball back towards Knowles. Has to concede ground. Still they come forward by Tony Francis. The Saints looking very dangerous now in this second term. Taken away by Capuano. This North Melbourne defence is standing up, but Nathan Burke reads it well. On centre wing, he's got the loose player out wide. In Knowles, elects to go shorter and finds Campbell inside the centre square. The Saints have got to get one out of this push. We've now gone just through the 20-minute mark of this second quarter. A goal here, very important, because they're working hard enough to get a return.
Desperate work by David King. Not out of trouble yet, however, as Ryan snaps in towards the pocket. Bell's going to run out of room. Needs desperate assistance. McCarthy can't give it. It was a sensational smother. And fortunately was able to get it through for one behind. As he had 3 or 4 St Kilda players surging down on him. 6-8. Plays 8 straight. Aussie.
Thanks, Sandy. That was magnificent play. Timmy Watson, you have to be very happy with Tony Francis this quarter. He's come on and he's very lively.
Yes, he has been busy. Shane Clayton with the football between half-back and centre wing. Carey trying to do the work from behind. Chip forward now for Harvey, and away he goes. Stevens running with him. Harvey settles, bangs it in towards goal. It's a horrendous kick out of bounds on the full break.
Well, one thing, he's kept their good scoreline clean, hasn't he? It's
Young to Carter, Burke to Knowles. Maybe St Kilda will make him pay. Not a good kick home by Knowles. Chopped off in the middle of the ground, taken by King, back towards the half-forward line. The mark taken by Simpson. Wheels around, tumbles it into full forward. Bounce may be okay for Carey, certainly wasn't for Elliott. He's in trouble, he's out of trouble, he spins, he kicks it high, and it's behind. The first blemish on the board for the Kangaroos.
and could well have been their ninth too. He does a very good job at that sort of work there, Wayne Carey, and I'd suggest that there's deliberate practice done at Arden Street with that kick from around that body in that particular pocket. But St Kilda, they've upped the intensity, and as we approach half-time, if they can get a score here, it'll really give them a great fillip going into the half-time break.
Kangaroos by 5 points. That's a strong mark to McKernan. He's been below his best over the last couple of seasons. He's had injuries. Edge of the centre square. Both defences are under a lot of pressure. Here's the high flyer in half. Wants to get some run out of defence. Burke, his partner in crime. Long breaking handball. Coming away with his Knowles. Down towards the half-forward line. It's rebound football here at North Hobart. A very short ground. And you've got to be on your mettle because the ball is very quickly from one end to the other. Clayton started his career with Fitzroy, then went to Brisbane, now with North Melbourne, finds Harvey, tries to set it up, ignores Archer, kicks a high ball. There's that high-firing Tim Elliott, who's been very impressive in the Ansett Cup so far and did very well last year as well.
3 Saints and 1 Peter Bell.
I think both sides must feel as though they're kicking the ball against the brick wall because both defences are standing up and it's just rebounding between the 2 half-back lines. Brett Knoll, he's had a couple of runs with this ball in this latter part of the game. He needs to use it well here.
Casual bounce as the siren sounds, and a good strong mark has been taken by Carr, but it's not going to be paid. So at half-time, North Melbourne would lead by 5 points after leading by 14 points at quarter-time. Pretty exciting first half here at North Hobart.
Well, Lane Carey went out of it in that quarter at 6 marks in the first quarter. Was dominant player. Stewie Lowe also out of it there. This game now in this second quarter belonged to the running, rebounding players from the half-back lines. Both sides looking for that little break through the centre half forward position to be able to create some goal scorers. North Melbourne's goal scoring, it's well spread out at the moment with a number of players contributing, whereas St Kilda, Heatley 2 in that quarter, got a couple of chances. Traianides his 2 in the first quarter. They need to add to that. The defence of North Melbourne standing up. I'd give the St Kilda defence quite a tick for their performance in that particular quarter just then.
3 goals, 4 in the first quarter to St Kilda, 3 goals, 4 in the second, so 6-8 at half-time as Jason Heatley heads in. He kicked 2 for that quarter. Anthony Stevens has officially been very, very busy. Second in the club championship last year. We're going to take a break. The Kangaroos are 8-1, St Kilda are 6-8.
Oh, thanks, guys. Mark, good enough to join us. A very tight first half.
Yeah, I think the sides are pretty evenly matched at the moment, and we've had plenty of it in our forward line, but they've just had the blokes back and cut us off down there, so we've got to change that in the second half and man up a bit more.
Clubs these days be a little concerned about the conditions of grounds, but no problems today. The North Hobart Oval's in perfect condition.
Yeah, no, Richard, I think the ground, like the surface is fantastic. Obviously, it's a bit small for the game, but that's a condition, so we've all got to adapt to that.
I noticed the North guys are just flooding their back line. Is that a directive from Dennis or just for the fact that it's a small ground?
Oh, I think, you know, when you look at the game in that quarter, for, well, 75% of it, we did it to each other, actually, and but I think we came out worse for wear then, and Wayne finished up down there playing on 2 and 3 guys at a time, so we need to change that and just man up a bit more. Just on Wayne, he come into his own that quarter, certainly showed his class. Yeah, look, we've been getting the ball down there enough, and I think at half-time it's about 20 each on inside 50, so, you know, we've just got to capitalise on that now.
Thanks for your time, Mark.
Okay, thank you, Aussie, very much. Speaking there with the Kangaroos, Mark Dawson. We're going to take a break. The second half coming up shortly from North Hobart.
Position where they have a better chance of conversion. They're under a lot of pressure from the North Melbourne defence, but their work rate in the latter part of that second quarter was very good. There was encouraging signs, and I think they have a great opportunity now to be able to work through there. Heatley got a couple. There's some positive signs for St Kilda in this second half.
So just waiting on the green light. Martin Pike having a bit of a spell there. So too Robert Scott for the Kangaroos. Not a full house, but a very good crowd in attendance here at North Hobart. As Peter Hodgman said in that interview, they do love their football. So here we go. The second half at North Hobart of this fourth quarter final. The winner to play Port Power, who accounted for Richmond. Everett out wide towards the side. The Carr hand pass, well, it's going to be okay. Here's McKernan. Keeley on his hammer. McKernan swings round to half-back. It's not a good bounce for Everett. It's okay, however, for Peter Bell. Goes over the top towards Clayton. Shane Clayton is on half-back. Defends for the Kangaroos with a penetrating kick towards centre wing. Winston Abraham was probably 1 of 3 flyers. Carey appeared to be held. Slaps it out wide to the back. Taken by Robert Harvey. St Kilda out of the danger zone once again. Up towards Stephen Zilla. Gets the hand pass going. Puts his teammate in Campbell under a ton of pressure. Surrounded by Cowboys and Indians. Eventually gets it back towards Zilla. Properly old punted towards half forward. Blakey, one of the flyers. Plenty of Saints waiting down. An opportunity now. The hand pass is shot out. It was aimed for Carr. Couldn't take it initially. He'll go again. Eventually leaves it below. Stewie Lowe bends it back, but not nearly far enough. and he puts it out of bounds on the full.
Sandy just looking at some of the changes half-time. Corey McKernan has gone back to centre-half back. Mick Martin back to full-back, and Glenn Archer is the North Melbourne player playing at full forward now.
Kangaroos by 4 points. Big thump away that time by Carey. Taken away by Elliott. It's been very good today to Campbell on the half-back line. Gives the ball back. Chance now for Lowe under pressure. Thompson. Advantage has been played. Thompson from 35 metres out is off target and through for a behind.
That's a couple of bad misses from Andrew Thompson. One in the first quarter and one there. If you're given advantage after a free kick, as Thompson was when Lowe was interfered with, you really must make the most of it. He settled on his left, probably had just that little bit more room and time than he thought. He could have gone onto his right and really nailed it.
Pickett finds Harvey. Been very busy. The loose man, mighty Mick Martin, inside the centre square. Gives it off. So North Melbourne come forward, and there's Wakeland, who's done very well. Stevens is on the ground. Danny Stevens also for North Melbourne. Burke, the skipper, comes away, drills it short to Peckett. Still at centre-half back, but inside the centre square. North Hobart just 110 metres across. Very small ground. It's been a game of the half-back lines up towards the half-forward line. Coming out strongly was Healy. They'll toss it in.
Frankie Fredericks would go from one side to the other in about 10.5 seconds. Blakey, a flyer, pushed towards the line, and it's going to be kept in play. Now here's an opportunity for the Saints, but a good smother as Pickett comes over the top and belts it over the line. He's turned into a very, very handy player, Byron Pickett.
He's been very good. I mean, even like last year, fourth in the tackles with the competition, best shepherd. He gets in physically, does Byron Pickett. I think, yeah, he played the one game there a year before last, and every game last year and right through. He's really developed into a good defender, but then when needed, a great attacking player from defence for North.
Heatley takes it out of bounds. McKernan pushes it over the line in front of Traianides once more.
And I think just in his development, Sandy, I think he should continue to play in the back for quite a while, but I don't think it'll be too long, you know, maybe this year or next year, that he heads down into the forward line, where just his creative skills could be a real goal-scoring machine for North.
McKernan using the left hand on that occasion. Trying to knock it down in front, but it's locked up.
Just would have thought some of the ruckmen would have tried to really clear these congested areas with some big punches at different times.
Pickett again. Tumbling it out towards Welch. Pickett is there with him. Gave it a legal nudge, said the umpire. So Welch will take it almost down to centre wing. Penetrating kick. Simpson, one of the flyers. Carey was there also. Who's waiting down? Abraham was one of them. Wakeland in over the top. Shane Clayton is there as well. And there'll be a ball up by umpire Stephen Hanley. Everett again. And Capuano, neither is a decisive winner. Shot out, but look at that tackle. Too high, said the umpire. Durkay will be disappointed with that. Tony Francis, with his new club, going pretty well. Gets a kick up towards the 50. Fisted clear. Thompson's waiting down. Needs someone going past. The only one there was Spider. McCartney edges it clear of him. Healy is there with him. Pick it over the line. And there'll be another throw in.
I just thought Thompson was the kicking position there. He was wheeling around to his left. The forward handball towards Peter Everett never reached him, but even if he had gathered it, he would have had his back to his own goal, not heading in the direction that St Kilda need to go.
Kangaroos by 4 points. Here's Francis. It's been very good today. Centres the ball to the square. Too much carry and through for a behind. So the Saints edge that a little bit closer. They trail by 3 points. Trailed by 14 points at quarter time and 5 points at half time. Pickett bring the ball back into play. Long probing kick out wide. Up went the arms of Welsh. Couldn't take it. Kicked the goal in the first quarter. Taken away by Thompson outside of 50. Drills it looking for Heatley. He's got it.
Nice catch. That is second slip, if ever there was one. Just throws out the right hand. Here it is there. Moved from first to second slip, and Heatley just lunging out with the right hand, able to pull it in. 2 goals in the second quarter. He kicked them pretty well. He read the flight of the ball. his confidence will be up with this. He'll feel pretty good about it. It's a tight angle, but Jason Heatley is the full forward for St Kilda, and I reckon when a full forward gets a shot at goal, he takes as much time as he wants and then converts.
He's on a fairly tight angle. He's got it. Saints in front by 3 points.
And you can just see there how ecstatic coaches get when their side hits the front. Tim Watson just taking it all in. Dennis Pagan on the headset there to Martin Pike, but Heatley's a very good option up at forward for St Kilda. Limited success with the West Coast Eagles for a couple of years, but being back over here, 73 goals back in 97, just a 48 last year, missed some games, but when he gets a shot, he's more often not converting.
Heatley, 3 goals against Melbourne already, 3 today. So a change in the lead. Carr takes it from Tony Francis, swings it round on the left foot and bangs it down towards half-forward once again. Waiting down his top serve. Back him off Carr. Back him off Carr. Free kick going away after McMahon against Jason Heatley. St Kilda runner having plenty to do. That's Alan Stone, formerly of Footscray and Eston. Recruited to the Dogs, the 17-year-old. Tried to lure him there with 10 Wittens, number 3 Guernsey, plus $500. How times have changed. Harvey doesn't get a good bounce. Simpson taken out. And over the line.
It's interesting the way Tim Watson's using Robert Harvey. Harvey's playing at half-back and Simpson's been the tag player on Harvey right throughout the day, but Simpson's been fairly creative at half-forward. It's been a bit tough for Robert at different times in his comeback game for the first month of the season, running himself into form.
Trimedes escapes, goes in towards full forward once again. Martin, the defender, comes to the fore.
If you're writing a coaching manual, you'd take a photo of that particular play there from Mickey Martin, plaster in there. This is how you play the back line. When you're caught behind, you fist it away.
Aussie.
Thanks, Sandy. The wind seems to have picked up a little bit this quarter, so if the same as can keep the Kangaroos to a fairly low score, they'll certainly be in the box seat come three-quarter time.
You look after yourself on the boundary line then, Oz.
Thanks, mate.
Gets up. Here's Trimedes round the body again towards Vic, and he's done it again. Let's go over the line. And he does.
McMartin on screen. Jason Heatley has booted 3 goals, 2 in the second quarter, 1 in this third term. Saints by 3 points. Thompson wobbles the ball forward and through for a behind.
It's 18 scoring shots to 9. Admittedly, North Melbourne had a couple of complete misses through Harvey at different stages, but the scoring shots always give a bit of an indication about the dominance of play, and so St Kilda really have wrested control after the Kangaroos got away to a 20-point lead late in the first quarter. St Kilda have worked their way well back now and 3 points in front.
Pickett put it out on the fill. Zilla just tumbles the ball back. It's been taken by McCartney. They break wide. He's looking for Clayton. Sets it up. Half-back flank. Back towards Carey's the target. Archer over the top. Good strong mark taken by Elliott. But the free kick is coming back, going to Stewie Lowe. So rebound football. Back to Nathan Berg. It's a wobbly old kick, a hard one to mark. Heatley was there, but another great strong grab taken by McCartney. So McCartney and Mick Martin under pressure in this third term, standing up. Again, a long bomb to the edge of the centre square. Ball knocked away from Abraham. Loose ball, Lenny Hayes, let it go. Here's Peckett, pounced on it, gets the ball wide. Looking for Zilla with strength, trying to crash his way through. Trimedes, he's a danger man. Going for his third goal. He's got it. What a goal.
Sensational. Well, you've got every right to have a grin on your face, Jason. That was a sensational goal. The classic opportunist. That's how he has been described. And this one here, Zilla runs into a little bit of trouble there on the boundary line. And then Trimedes just makes the most of this and slots it through. Sometimes it's just a matter of tossing it up towards the goal. And he give it enough height so that it was a bit of a drift. But classic opportunist, yeah, well done, Merv.
What a turnaround in this game. 3 goals now to Traianides, 3 to Heatley. The Saints lead by 10 points. Everett gets it out in the middle towards Campbell again. They go down towards centre half forward. Zilla couldn't take it cleanly. Pressure now on North Melbourne. Away comes Byron Pickett. They need an answer. Stevens gives it off to Harvey. He bounces his way towards 50. He's got to kick the goal. It's floating. It's long. And it's straight. And it's a mighty goal.
I reckon there's a certain indicator in the game that if a player runs through half forward and approaches the 50 and he's bounced the ball, he's indicating to all the forwards, I'm going to kick the goal. Because forwards would generally lead off this. Forwards would have led here now. Now that Harvey has decided to bounce, he's man alone, and he's got to be able to complete the play himself. He had the skill and talent to be able to do it there. Great goal on the run from Harvey.
Brady Anderson coming on for the Kangaroos as the margin is back to 4 points.
It certainly was the right play, though, Terry.
No
to
doubt.
carry the ball. He's a goal kicker.
But I just didn't want him then to hesitate after that bounce and look for another option. He was flying.
He's got 2. Stevens pokes the hand pass out. Harvey could be first to it once again. Over the top it goes, comes to Campbell. Campbell flicks it away towards Harvey. But Robert Harvey, there's been a whistle. I think it's going to come back. No advantage paid to St Kilda on this occasion. And it will go to Damien Ryan.
The ex-Tiger player from half-back kicks this very wide, looking for Healy, and it's out in the full.
Unfortunately, that's one of the things that Damien Ryan needs to really continue to work on. Just his kicking, he works extremely hard. He's committed to the contest, but he just needs to be able to finish his work off a little better.
Carey may have been manhandled. Elliott's done a pretty good job. Carey's so dangerous. 65 metres out, pops it up in the air. So chance for Everett to plonk himself in front. Over the top was Welsh. Taken away by Young. Rocking the ball wide was Harvey. Nathan Burke does well towards Carr. Dispossessed. Great play, North Melbourne. King on the burst, runs into the open goal and nails it. Well, a couple of fumbles there, very costly for St Kilda, and David King just loves to kick a goal, and with that explosive pace, just able to give himself some space here with Sir Carr there, Terry, just mishandling that ball also from Nathan Burke.
Yeah, and one of the things I'd be critical there, and of Nathan Burke too, and this is a big call to be critical, Nathan, when you lay off a handball, you've got to follow it up and provide the block or the shepherd. He didn't do it, he set back, allowed King through.
A very good game of football unfolding here at North Hobart. Seats hard to come by. Good crowd. 10-1 plays 8-11. Glenn Archer down there with Peter Bell and Johnny Longmire. And back in the middle. Not a good bounce for Everett. Maybe a chance for Harvey again if it sits. It doesn't, he's away. Will he go all the way? Changes direction and goes with a short pass. Not marked, however. That was Clayton, couldn't take the mark, and St Kilda are able to repel for the moment. Back towards centre wing and taken over the line before John Blakey can get there. Great opportunity for Clayton, but just unable to hold it. So it's on centre wing. Capuano. Everett. Capuano leans in and then palms with the left. Blakey pokes it over the line. And there's a commentary box here today. You mightn't believe this, but this is actually on a truck. So if the driver wanted to be really nasty, he could leave at any time. But hopefully he won't. Traianides is locked up, and I'm sure that we are too.
Saw a guy at half-time with a spanner taking some of the wheels, Sandy.
Oh, well, nothing like a swim in the Derwent. Everything's okay. Everett wins it down. Hurried kick was by Knowles. Oh, here's a chance for Healy. He's on the left foot. He snaps as he bangs it back. And he has kicked his first. One to Healy in this term. One to Heatley. One to Traianides. And St Kilda again in front.
There's three things inside this for me here. I think, Brett Knowles has been very good in the contest. This is a great little depth touch here by Lowe, but you can't beat a left foot half-forward flanker being thrown into the game, and here's Healy running straight onto it, kicking the goal, and the applause of the crowd straight off.
And Walton has just come onto the field for St Kilda. The Saints by 4 points. Terrific game here at North Hobart Oval. Last year's Ansett Cup Grand Finalists slugging it out. Pickett on the back edge of the centre square. Carey attacks the ball hard again. The big fist away by Elliott in front of the pack. Stevens kicks the ball out in front. He was looking for Simpson. Couldn't get the bounce he wanted. Punched away by Harvey. Simpson and Harvey have been at it all day. Takes it over the line. Just over 7.5 minutes left in this third term.
It was interesting that Robert Harvey had to have his contract cleared by the AFL this week in order for him to play, and that was only done yesterday afternoon. I'm sure the Saints were pleased to have that tied up and Harvey out for his first run here today.
Healy on the bench after kicking that goal straight off for young Walton to come on.
And Capuano, KB, having a spell for Johnny Longmire.
So a ball up on the half-forward flank for North Melbourne. Longmire beaten this time by Everett, taken away by Clayton. Quick hands to Harvey. Pike has to unload to Blakey. Great thump away by Pickett. That's a sign of strength for St Kilda. Oh, Pickett was there, collided with Wakeland. They're flexing the muscles, blowing up the biceps in this third term. Ryan stands and delivers for St Kilda. Mighty Mick gets back, he's got it. The safe hands of Mick Martin. Out marking Heatley. He's booted 3 goals. Both players with their eyes firmly fixed on the ball. Martin in 2 minds. Again, Carey was manhandled. Has to take the free kick. To McCartney. It was a thumping kick to centre half forward. Archer. Too strong overhead.
This is one of the things about North Melbourne. Heatley got on top of Archer with some goals late in the second quarter, so Archer was forced to move to forward line. It could well be a real difference in the game at full forward.
To the square, Welsh caught from behind. Great thump through that time by Matthew Young behind to North Melbourne.
I mean, real versatility, Glenn Archer. I mean, he has got a 6-goal bag against his name back in '95 and Norm Smith medals and a whole lot of accolades to his game. He's the key in terms of versatility for North Melbourne, either in attack or defence.
Young towards half-back, Elliott and Wakeland. The latter takes it. No shame today. This is Darrell. Kick drops a little short. Nipping in there. Kangaroo fans will be delighted to see him back, John Longmire. McKernan in the middle. Drops what he should have taken. Tim Elliott will make him pay as he nips it out to Tony Francis. Wide and out of Andrew Thompson, wearing the number 4 strip this year. He chips in the centre half forward. That's okay. Stephen Zilla's got an open panic.
Needed to go to that one, Sandy. Sometimes that's the best forward option you have, is an open goal screen. Thompson does well here. Martin has got Heatley fairly well covered, so the short option in there was the right one, because Thompson would never have scored from that far out, but Zilla could have gone on, I think.
From 50 metres, swinging back beautifully with the breeze. He's gone.
I think that just reaffirms that I don't know too much about footy, because I wanted him to go to the empty goal square, but he just steps back and slots it in. And that's the essence in the game, is that players out there got to make the decisions themselves, and Stephen Zilla had the confidence to do it. The hands there of Corey McKern, a little bit of a concern, hasn't really developed the confidence that we know he can show. Finger injuries last year. Let's hope that's not going to impede his confidence for this 1999 season.
Saints by 9 points. They trailed by 14 points at quarter time, 5 points at half time. So a 28-point turnaround. Campbell out of the centre square. Martin stood his ground in front from Heatley. Again a loose ball chance for St Kilda. Try Needies. A goal kick again. This time he's off target. Through for a minor score.
Tim Watson just looking on there, looking very, very composed. This is a very good series so far for Tim Watson. They saw good last time against Melbourne, a good win here. And today they've come back very competitively after being down well leading up to quarter time.
Carr He's done some handy things, but he has to give the ball back to Lowe. Again, they just kicked the ball on. This time McKernan goes up with one hand. Try Needies, his second snap. Again, he's missed.
He had Heatley too if he wanted it.
It was on, yeah. And that whole, I mean, Corey McKernan again didn't attack the ball with any confidence. Everett was good in it. Even though he's the forward, he spoilt the ball down to the front and centre. And when we look at that scoreline, there's 22 scoring shots to 12, 23 scoring shots now to 12. Some degree of control of the football here by St Kilda now.
A wobbly old kick from Corey is okay because it finds Carey. Goes back to Clayton. He in turn gives a little ground in finding Blakey. Steadies. Kicks to a congested half-forward region. Carey up over the top. Wonderful grab.
It is a wonderful grab, as you called it, Sandy, a very congested. Look at the size of that pack there. Wayne Carey, and he goes and takes it.
I'm surprised he's gone short on a couple of occasions, Terry, because he's such a thumping kick.
Yeah,
and this is a short ground, and most of the time he's been just outside 50. He's elected to go short.
And when it's a short ground, there's always going to be more numbers backlogging that forward line up. St Kilda are doing well at getting numbers back there, so Wayne needs to be very sharp if he's going to do that. Yeah, I'd prefer him to hit the goal square, Kev.
Peckett and Knowles taking it to the outer side in front of the chicken feed shed. Stand. Longmire, Trionedes with the left fist, unable to get clear. Talk about sponsors getting behind football, there's no doubt about it. Chicken Feed Company has here in Tasmania. Good to see. Clearing kick by Pickett, wobbles down towards right half forward. Ryan is there for the Saints, only as far as McCartney. He's got Longmire screaming for it in the middle. He backpedals to Blakey. Really doesn't gain anything because he could have kicked easily that distance as Knowles comes over the top. Crashes it towards the line. Bell keeps it in. Pumps it long. Carey again. Great use at the bottom over Tim Elliott. And a fine one-hander. He is just giving him a bit of a treat here in Hobart at the moment.
Yes, he is, but if I was Tim Watson, I would not be moving Tim Elliott. I think this is a great experience for Tim Elliott. He's done very well. Carey was good in the first quarter. Elliott quietly down during periods 2 and 3, the second one, but now Carey now starting to come back.
This for his third, one in each quarter. You can't stop the kick. 3 goals to Carey, the reigning club champion. That's how he did it.
And very well judged. So Tim Elliott, he's just in comparison there, you can just see the physique of the two players. And Tim Elliott will realise he needs to continue to do a lot of work. He's been with St Kilda now for some 2 or 3 years in the ruck, in the reserves, but there's just that sheer strength of Carey, just enough to get the little nudge and Elliott out of the way.
The Kangaroos drag it back to 5 points. 68 plays, 73. Stewie Lowe in the ruck to Zilla. They come forward through Knowles, up towards centre half forward. Heatley had Mick Martin to beat, take away by Blakey. Goes short back to Stevens, who's been a good player today. Finds Harvey, so dangerous, loves to carry the ball, drills it. Here's Welsh. He's got a good pair of hands, Welsh.
He certainly has. That was a very good, strong lead, but I tell you what, Harvey in the centre ground, that's Brent Harvey, has been very good. He uses the ball well. And this kick into Welsh was good. Welsh was just able then to turn Matty Young out of the contest, come back inboard, take it, and he's directly in front with this shot.
Just a young player still making his way for North Melbourne, directly in front. He has nailed it. Kangaroos have hit the front by a point.
So the lead changes continue. Now, this is the 7th lead change in the game. And we're just seeing how tight it is. But this switch from Stevens is good. And Harvey here does the right thing. Off he goes. Eyes up. Having a good look at the play up in front of him. And Welsh took off. His lead was at least a 35, if not a 40-metre lead, which is a good one to kick to because you get a clear picture and a clear vision of him coming. He didn't hesitate. Everything linked in beautifully.
Close to siren time.
Oh,
And just a point in it.
the umpire has been hit by Stewie Lowe at that centre bounce.
He's okay, I think. They're both up. In the meantime, Archer whips it out to Anderson. Bends it round the body with the left foot. The one-hander again attempted. Not taken, however. That was by Evan Hewitt on that occasion. And we'll have a ball up. The umpire looks round and making sure that everyone else is okay. Umpire Mark McKenzie clashed with Stewie Lowe. He's just loosening up behind play. I think he's going to be okay. Carey slung. Suck it up the ground. Don't tell me he's done it again. Wells has kicked another one behind.
St Kilda defence just getting down at the last bit there, Sandy, and getting a hand to the ball. It was a really dangerous situation for the Saints. They need to clear it away from there a little better. Under a little bit of pressure here now. We're down to 40 seconds of play. They need to control the ball here. I'm not sure whether they can score a goal, but they need to ensure that North Melbourne don't.
Well, we thought they had kicked the goal just for a moment there, but it wasn't to be as Beckett comes away. Waitman sees it sail over the top and out of bounds. Not what he wanted to see. Darryl Waitman. Van Archer. Scenery kick into half forward. They need a mark. There's a big pack of red, black and white. Walton gets it out towards Stewie Lowe. Smothered, but good assistance from Carr. Goes out wide to the outer side. Heatley at mark. Here comes the raging ball. Mickey Martin to half forward. Lowe gets back. Carey's there as well. Ryan tries to measure the hand pass. Young is caught. Is he going to get pegged? They're screaming for it. But no, says umpire Steve McBurney. Right on the siren. Three-quarter time here at North Hobart. And the scene is set for a big final quarter, Terry.
It certainly is. We're 2 points. St Kilda did extremely well through that period. They've gone and kicked goals when they've been able to get through with 4 goals there. There's St Kilda, the North and St Kilda, the same score lines.
2 points to margin here at North Hobart as we take a break.
Carry a couple of late goals and time on to Kangaroos, but all in all, Tim should be fairly happy with the third quarter.
Oh yes, look, we should have put them away very early there. You know, too many shots at goal and too many misses. But to the guys' credit, they keep pumping the ball in, and eventually we'll help they'll crack.
I noticed in the second quarter, Dennis Pagan tended to flood his back line, your forward line. Is there anything Tim said to try and counteract that move?
Oh look, we had a few strategies. We did think that might have been the case. So you know, we just got to fight fire with fire.
Thanks, Gary. Good luck in the last quarter.
Yes, Gary Colling there with Richard Osborne. The Cat, of course, a great player for St Kilda. And many say they're great years. And of course, still very much involved with the club. Stewie Lowe pumping them up for a big final quarter. Corey McKernan. Looking for a big season. So too is the Spider-Man, Peter Everett. Hasn't kicked a goal today. Spider, second in the club championship last year. So here we go, final quarter, the winner to take on Port in the semi-final, and that should be a beauty. Capuano blasts it down to half forward. Burke is away and he defends high towards half forward. Lowe tries to slap it out the back, picked up there by Robert Scott. Took them all on and lost. Almost thrown back towards the centre, towards Knowles. Trianides intercept. He gets caught, loosed it. Stevens is away. Advantage is paid. Stevens kick down towards the pocket. They come charging out. That was Welch looking towards Archer. Tries to shove it forward. The only one there is Harvey, however. And he takes it over the line.
Continue to play the game at half-back as Robert Harvey, just running himself into it. This time of the year, I think that's a wise move because Robert Harvey's the one to take them through the home and away season.
And here he is again, taking the hand pass, but all blue and white on this occasion. Bell pumps it low. It's high, big pack of players. No mark taken. And one behind. I thought for a moment someone might have had that, KB.
Well, Scott Welch was the high flyer. We see him just getting himself up off the ground. He's kicked a couple of goals. He can take a very, very strong mark, and we see him from behind here. And very unlucky not to be paid that mark in a pack. Young kicks the ball long. Elliott, big punch away by Capuano. Very disciplined play. Knowles ambles towards the boundary line. Hewitt does well. Back to Archer with strength. Under pressure. St Kilda. Archer goes in hard as well. Over the top is Hewitt. They'll ball it up. 65 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. Spider Everett. Capuano over the top. Everett too tall, does well. His own roving. Then wobbles the ball back towards Zilla. A test of strength against Scott. Pickett caught by Zilla. Wild ball lands in the arms of McKernan. Quick hands to King. Back to Bell. The playmaker runs through the centre square. Kicks the ball high. This is a great kick to Carey. He's got it. Never fumbles. Will he unload a big bomb? It's a high one. Welsh has got it this time.
Well, that was all very good play there by North Melbourne. From the boundary thrown over this side, Wayne Carey stayed out the outer side and has gone through him now. Then Scotty Welsh, who, as Kevin and Sandy thought may well have been paid that mark just moments earlier, remained confident enough to continue to jump and meet the ball, and this time he's been awarded the mark. A couple of goals for his belt already, one in the first and one in the third.
Going for his third. It's a poor kick. A wasted opportunity. So a let off there for St Kilda, with Young to bring the ball back into play. 77 plays, 73.
Waitland, one of the flyers. Capuano there also. Pickett, quick to recover. Does it nicely. Back to Waitland, standing start with the left foot. Pucks it high. McKernan the spoiler. Campbell clean ball. And the bounce to take place. Centre wing.
St Kilda just can't break through their half-forward line at the moment. Corey McKernan is always there in contest with the Stuart Lowe, and so has spoiled on a couple of occasions. They again need to be able to generate runs so that the contest isn't at centre half forward, that they are pushing it more towards the goal square.
Lowe leans in towards McKernan. King can't get through, neither can Anderson. Eventually Ryan tumbling it up to half forward. Good mark taken by Capuano in opposition to Spider Everett. Goes across the ground to John Blakey. Byron Pickett's running for him. Well, probably not the greatest of kicks, because it puts pressure on Peter Bell. He had to beat about 3 of them. Young can drift it into the centre. Danger here because Campbell can go forward. Smack bang in the middle. He'll put them inside 50. That too is a poor kick. Anthony Stevens in front of Jason Heap. Stevens back towards centre wing. Waitland jostling with Archer. Pickett somehow keeps it in play. Over the top to Ryan. Oh, should be paid and well.
Should never have turned back into the play, Damien Ryan. Need to keep going on the left. When he propped and came back, he was just gobbled up by the tuck.
Carey, which is an awesome sight. Carey to half forward. And that's a strong mark taken by Harvey. Still warming up for the season. Well, this will be interesting now. Carey's 50 out.
Gee, there's no warming up for the season with this man, is it? He's jumped right into it.
And kicking into the legendary Horry Goring stand.
It's going to be, what, right on 50 when he kicks it. He's going to give it a fair number. There's a great camera shot. Concentration. He's picked his spot behind the goal. He's going to give it to the bloke with the red jumper on.
And he has, I think, he's given it to him. Has he got the distance? No, he hasn't quite. Right on the line, touched. I think Horry would have been happy with that.
And that's the task when you're having a shot at goal, is to be able to pick a target, not on the goal line, but well beyond the goal line, so that you're kicking beyond any contest. And he had a look at it, didn't quite get there. Was a chance on the goal line for North to be able to convert it, but St Kilda doing the right things, getting the fist and being able to meet the ball nice and early.
Kangaroos by 5 points. They've led at every change. 14 points at quarter time, 5 points at half time, and 2 points at three-quarter time as Young kicks the ball out wide. Carey with a big fist away. Front edge of the centre square. Test of strength. This game's going to go right down to the wire. Tony Francis all tied up there along with Campbell. they'll ball it up. Let's go down to Aussie on the boundary line.
Thanks, KB. We've seen the ball being kicked out of bounds quite a few times today. I think the players are just underestimating the strength of this breeze.
Archer was in there, in the pack. Quick hands by Simpson. Durkay caught.
Right.
So some good tackling by St Kilda. Harvey makes amends for that poor kick. Then belts the ball back. Centre wing, off hands, and a boundary throw in.
Five points in it. Low goes with the left, just trying to swipe it. Not effective on that occasion. And Anderson picks himself up because there's been a free kick award player underneath him. It was Knowles. Harvey on the mark. Big thrust here for St Kilda. Martin again gets a fist to it. And tells the boundary umpire, throw it in. 12-6 plays 10-13. 23 scoring shots to 18. But it's still the Kangaroos who lead. Knowles once again a hand to it. Pickett, most impressive start to the season by Byron Pickett.
He's jumped right into it, hasn't he? He's aggressive at the ball, and when you're aggressive at the ball, a lot of things come your way. He makes a decision to go, he goes and gets it.
Lowe and McKernan. No one decisive. Walton's kick smug. Knowles couldn't get clear, but does get the hand pass out to Campbell. That was clever. I wonder how long that distance was for Stephen Ziller. The umpire thought it was long enough.
Well, there it is, just a little chip kick. He takes it here. Now, Ziller kicked a very good goal in the third quarter at the other end. He's probably a little even closer in on this occasion. He's backing himself in.
Don't say anything,
I'm not going to say anything. From a 50.
Good looking kick. I think it's best you don't say anything, Terry, because he has threaded it. The Saints are back in it. Stephen Ziller has kicked 3, and the Saints have a 1-point lead.
Well, he's quite a versatile player, Stephen Ziller, for the St Kilda side. We can all remember his 6 goals up in Sydney last year in the home and away season that pinched a very good game of football for the Saints, but since then it had dried up with 1s and 2s. But if he can continue to pick up 3s, he'll be a very valuable contributor across half forward for Tim Watson's side.
The Saints by a point. Big Spider and Capuano eye each other off the centre bounce. Everett got his hands on the ball. Campbell, impressive young player as well, rockets the ball back to Spider. Francis has been very good today. Finds Young, put him under pressure. Great tackle by Blakey. Loose ball. The run out of defence is from Harvey. Inside 50. Chance for the Saints. Pickett thought he was held. They pile on top. Kicked off the ground by McKernan. Bell at the bottom of the pack. Driven into the ground by Thompson. And they'll ball it up. Tough and rough in the clinches. 79 plays 78.
And a lot at stake for both clubs, KB. The money in this competition is very, very handy for both sides, but also then just to be running in good form coming into the home and away season is important for the coaches.
King's high ball has been marked by Young. Been very good since crossing from Hawthorn. Now he's reversing this, and it's going back to Shannon Grant, who pops the ball wide. He's got the runner out there in Bell. Centre wing to the half-forward line in front of the famous Roy Kazali stand. A big pack of players. Carey's down. Wayne Carey's down. Got a knee in the back of the head. Still a chance for North Melbourne. As we see Carr takes the ball over the line. Now Carey has hurt himself.
But with all respect to Wayne Carey's head, I'm happy to see him holding the back of his head because he got a bit of a whack there than holding his shoulder or something more serious than that. He'll just give it a bit of a shake and he'll be back into the fray.
Stevens to Blakey. Well, he's booted 3 goals, Wayne Carey. He's been a great player again today. Won the Michael Tuck medal last year in the Ansett Cup Grand Final. North won that by 14 points over St Kilda. Blakey unloads a big bomb. Oh! Capuano got his hands on the ball. Welsh with a quick snap. Wrong side of the post. Scores 11.
During these Ansett Cup series, every now and again you're starting to get a bit of a look at a young player.
A lot of blood there on Wayne Carey.
And the umpire has picked it, I think, yes. And he's sending Wayne off there, so away he goes. But sometimes a young player stands up during a series like this and gives you an indication of what's to come up. And Scotty Welch has begun to do that. We have a look at Carey here again. Very courageous. He backs back into the contest here. And then Harvey, I think, coming in over the top of Carey and Elliott is the one to clip him, and down he goes. You never doubt Wayne Carey pushing back into the contest, eyes only for the ball, not knowing what's coming, but there he goes. He'll get that attended to. Then Dennis Pagan's got to make the decision as to whether he brings him back on or not. We've gone through 13 minutes in this last quarter. It's 17 and a half minutes plus time on, so there's another 10 or so minutes to go.
Yes, and anyone's game, but Carey off. Capuano unable to take the mark. Maybe the ball will open now for St Kilda. Down towards Walton, who takes a strong mark. The youngster chips away down towards Heatley, who comes burning out. Stevens caught, gives it to Martin to put him under the pump. Campbell, can he cover himself in glory? Anderson, the goal, no, good, back pedals, puts the old car in reverse almost. Heatley runs out of room.
That was terrific tackling and chasing there by Anderson.
It was. He really squeezed Tony Francis up. Tony Francis should have continued on the left foot. That's the only option he had. When he tried to come back, Anderson was there to block his path.
Low, got in front of the pack. Tried to find Thompson with a hand pass. Beautiful pick up, or take it too high, and he got another one. It was Brent Harvey. So it'll be a free kick down the ground, or it'll come back. It'll come back to Harvey. Little Terrier, though, he's booted a couple of goals, goes short to Pickett. Sneaks away from Zilla. And pokes it high towards half-forward. Waiting down, Shannon Grant. Grant over the top of Archer. Needs a kind bounce because Nathan Burke leads him. Two strong men in each other. Back he goes to Waitman. St Kilda defence standing firm at the moment. Pickett's got a panic on the outer side. Pick there. One bounce. Two bounce. Have another one. No, he doesn't. From 65, he lets it go. Everett is there. But at the back, a classic car. Taken by Capuano.
Oh,
What a game.
confident and strong as that.
Stevens. It's just like circle work, this game. They go round and round and up and down. Ozzy, what do you got for us on Wayne Carey?
Thanks, Sandy. I'm just squatting in front of the Kangaroos interchange bench. Looks like he's got a fairly bad cut to the left side of his head. They're actually trying to bandage him at the moment, so he'll come back on. He'll look like an old John McEnroe.
McKernan does well. Tap to the defensive side, down to Anthony Stevens. Knocked on by Burke. Strong play. They'll toss it back in. 79 points apiece.
He cannot be serious.
Just under 7.5 minutes as Wayne Carey comes back onto the ground. The Kings back at North Hobart Oval. McKernan does well, backhands it to Bell. Crummers are important. There's going to be a lot of loose balls as players get tired. Archer gets support from Simpson. Wants to be the playmaker. Looks for Grant, does well. Caught was Harvey, coming through hard was on the ground. That time was Thompson. Francis squeezed up on the boundary line. Fancy footwork. Back towards the half-forward line. Out comes Greenwich. Pickett does well in front. Under pressure. Longmire tumbles the ball forward. Blakey playing in front of Young to Capuano. Strong across half-back. Kicks the ball wide. The race is on. It's one for the speedsters. Burke gets back. Read it beautifully. Hugs the boundary line. Looking for Young under pressure. Bundled over by Grant. The youngster, Lenny Hayes, does well. A touch of class. Down to the half-forward line. Lowe couldn't take it against Longmire. Desperate play. Pickett using strength. Still on the half-forward line for St Kilda. Kicked off the ground. Chance now for Durkay. Under pressure. Tumbles it back towards the half-forward line. Welsh pounced on it. This ball's going to bounce towards the goal square. Waitman does well. Out in front of Archer. Great defensive play. The hand pass was a poor one. Great hands. Taken away at that time by Greenwich. Pumps the ball back to the edge of the centre square. McCartney takes a spectacular grab. He's pulled up off the ground by his teammate and says, let's get it going. Bell stands and delivers. Back inside 50. Coming out hard was McKernan. Great mark for Waitman.
Gee, the pressure on these two defences, and they're standing up superbly. Wakeland at one end, McCartney at the other end. It's a perfect piece of football from both centre backs.
Scores level at the moment. Branich goes to the same hairdresser as Carr, I think, up towards half forward.
We can't have a draw in this game, Sandy. It must play extra time.
2 5-minute halves. Everett couldn't take the mark. He needs support, and he's got it now. Bending it round was Walton. Mighty attempt by Walton. Into towards full forward. The mark on the very last line of defence by Peter Bell. This is the best game of footy we've seen this year. No doubt about that, as Blakey rides Spider. And then over the line.
8,000 fans here, Sandy.
Free kick he's got for a push. Oh, it's going to go the way of Spider. He did ride him.
Blows the target in the square.
No, he's going to chip short. And that's okay. Finds Lenny Hayes. Hayes gets into Thompson. Thompson spears a worm-burner into full forward. One behind, so that does put the Saints in front. Ozzy, what do you got for us?
Thanks, Sandy. If anyone sitting at home thinks this is just a warm-up competition for the Coca-Cola Premiership season, they're horribly wrong, mate. There's so fair dinkum these two teams.
Yeah, as I said, I think this is the best one we've had so far. By a country kilometre. Everett at the back. Tried to swat it. Not successful. If it sits for Mickey, might be in business. Away he goes. Pressure on the Roos now. Carey, McKernan. Big mark by Corey. Directly in front. He can regain the lead for the Kangaroos.
It's always a tough call when Carey and McKernan are working the half-forward line together, because Elliott was working Carey, and it was Robert Harvey who was the one drawn then to take on McKernan. McKernan left at the ball while Carey wrestled the pack. When that's on, it's not too bad.
It's a great point that you make, Terry.
Yep.
Carey did wrestle the pack.
Directly in front. 42 metres out. McKernan has kicked the goal for the Kangaroos. They're back in front. He gets his first. Kangaroos get their 13th. 5 points in it, Terence.
And the ninth, the score changed for the game. I mean, what a wonderful match we've got here at North Hobart. Both sides, as Richard Osmond pointed out, both sides really committed to the task, and we'll see it out. There's nothing surer than that. But this dual combination, when Carey and McKernan get together, more often than not, one of them's going to take it.
Kangaroos by 5 points. Just under 4.5 minutes of action left. Capuano does well. Half smothered off the boot. Not successful by Thompson. Under pressure. Stevens hits the ball hard. Inside the centre square. They tie it up. Durkay paddles the ball out. Goes to Anderson. Burke with strength forces the ball forward. McCartney, the tackler. It's all tied up. Along with Martin Pike. And a ball up at centre-half forward for St Kilda.
The boy at the bottom there, Ben Walton, I think he's done some very good things at different stages for the St Kilda side. He's had a couple of years with St Kilda, did a knee mid-season with the reserves last year, but he's had a good showing here this afternoon.
Hayes, clever play down to Young. Wanted support, gets it there in Hayes. Walton, the youngster, does well, got his boot to the ball. Here comes Mighty Mick. Oh, raise it still, kicks it off the ground. This is going to wobble through from behind. Kangaroos by 4 points.
Ooh, Matthew Capuano really flirted the danger there when he went to kick the ball off the ground rather than getting down with his hands and picking it up. It's far better to have control of the ball and do something than trying to just kick it off the ground when it's only some 10 or 15 metres out from the opposition goal.
Oh, this is going to be going dangerously close to the boundary line. Not what we had in mind, boys. Chance again as Healy brings it back into play. The Spider-Man is the target. Couldn't take it. Not out of the danger zone yet. Picked up by Stevens. He's cool as they come, Anthony. Towards McKernan. Sits beautifully, sneaks away from Healy. Wobbles the puck towards Archer. It spins and it spins away from Archer. He loses ground. Waitland loses it. But he was over the ball and he's going to get a free kick.
Gee, Pickett was so good down here, Sandy, against Spider.
Yeah.
He gave away about a foot, got his fist to the ball, put him off balance.
should have made more of that chance. When he has that height advantage, he needs to really crush it there at that position.
Well, it's on centre wing. Couple of minutes remaining. 4 points in it. Kangaroos lead. Anderson. Crash they go. Shannon Grant over the top of him. Finds out what he's holding, and it's eventually an opponent's leg. There'll be another ball up. 4 points in it. The winner to meet Port. Lowe belts it twice. McCartney does some good shepherding work for Shannon Grant. Bell might get an opportunity. Peter Bell to the outer side. Good mark taken. That was by Durkay. A chance now for the Kangaroos. Anthony Stevens is 55 out. He lets go with a long bomb. Shepherded through for one behind. Whoa. Do not move from your lounges. 5 points to the margin. Harvey realising that time is against them now. Gets his side back in business once again. Down towards Matthew Young. Young plays on quickly. They need something now, St Kilda. They've got time. Anderson's got the ball on centre wing.
Time clock ticking away. Fine Zilla, 65 metres out from goal. They trail by 5 points, St Kilda. Here comes Spider. He's got it. This to put St Kilda in front by a point.
Well, you want to construct a stage. Here it is here. Peter Everett. He's been placed down there by Tim Watson for this exact reason. That as the players start to tire, the kicks start to drop a little bit shorter. St Kilda needed to toss it up towards the big man and let him take one. He's got it. He can take as much time as he wants. As the clock will continue to tick down, he needs this for the Saints to hit the front.
From 45 metres out, Everett has kicked the goal. St Kilda in front by a point.
Well, you just got to love this game of Aussie rules footy, don't you? The calendar has not yet ticked over March, and we're seeing quality like this produced by two very well-prepared sides. I think Tim Watson and Dennis Pagan have put their players out there in very, very fine form, and here's the build-up to Big Everett, and he finishes it off here. This is a great camera shot.
That was the mark that decided it for Everett. We've got a minute 10 remaining. We're going to point it at St Kilda by 1 point. Remember, we can't have a draw. There'll be 5 minutes of two halves played. Lenny Hayes says, no, there won't. I'm going to pump the Saints into attack. Lenny's kick goes down towards Heatley. He's crushed, but he bounces straight up. He tumbles the punt. How good this? It's a behind.
Very important point.
Well, it makes it 2 now.
And a very important attack on the ball from Heatley.
Nice word.
The way he took it, and he gathered the ball and then just rebounded off a couple of Kangaroo defenders there and able to turn it back around.
Byron Pickett, this time, straight down the middle. McKernan needs a mark. He can't take it. Harvey with a left-handed hand pass to the beauty to Matthew Young. Young can seal it for 52 metres. Goes behind, but again is away to the left. But it keeps that ball down in that area, and that swat's important. 3 points, the margin.
And they continue to pepper them, don't they? 12 goals, 17. They've had chances to put this game away. I know Tim Watson and the match committee will know that, and they know that they've got something going here, but to win this one will be a very good finish.
From the throw, Welsh has it, tries to get it out. Hayes stopped him. Lenny's kick goes down towards the half-forward. Good work by St Kilda once again.
Cranich.
This is Sam Cranich. Can he seal it? Cranich kicks the goal. It's over. He's got it. Sam Cranich kicks his first goal. And boy, will he remember that one.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? The way in which he works the play in here, Sam Cranich. Just the one game last year, got an opportunity, and just being able to sidestep, and quality players he's getting around there too. Johnny Blakey was the one he took on, and then just having the poise and the confidence to be able to finish it off. Good work, young man.
His father, Paul Cranage, played 48 games for Collingwood. 9-point lead to St Kilda. This game went right down to the wire. Hayes to Thompson. The Saints have been very persistent in these final 5 minutes. Pickett as the siren sounds. St Kilda is through to the semi-final of the Ansett Cup. Beaten last year by North Melbourne in the grand final. Today they have their revenge, and there's Peter Everett on screen, who kicked the goal that gave St Kilda victory. Wayne Carey magnificent today with 3 goals. Nathan Burke, the skipper of St Kilda, and Tim Elliott, 31, had a tough job on Wayne Carey, but a player of the future, young Kangaroos.